like here.
Yeah. So turning and spiraling are different things. Okay. So when we when we first learn to punch, right, we do like a black tiger stealing the heart type punch. We see our teacher's hand turn over, and then we imitate what we see. So we turn our hand over. But the thing is that turning and spiraling happen from different places in the body. So turning is like me taking my arm and just rotating my wrist. Okay? So you can see the rest of my arm's doing nothing here. It's just the radius and the ulnar rotating, right? That's turning. And that's what people start off with because that's what we see. Spiraling has to do with the deeper joints in the body rotating. And it should be in a cascade, right? So this is the whole waist moves, dantian moves. So my spine starts twisting. That twist comes up, which pushes one of my shoulders forward, right? My punching shoulder. And then that shoulder joint needs to be settling and sinking as well. No matter which direction the spiral is going to take place, the scapula needs to pull down towards your waist, right? And I'm going to be rotating. So this is my shoulder doing this rotation now, if you can see that, right? The result, of course, is that now my elbow also rotates and my wrist rotates. But you can tell the difference in somebody's body if you grab onto their arm while they do it, right? It's like if you hold my forearm here, right? If I rotate, you can feel me moving, okay? Now grab up here though. So if you grab, come close. So if you grab up here, like on my bicep and such. Oops, I'm just filming this. So. Oh, what are we doing? So if you grab on my bicep and I turn my arm, nothing happens up there.
Right.
If I'm turning from my shoulder, now you can feel what's going on, right? Because the shoulder joint, right, is turning back and forth. So I mean, I'm sitting, but if I start turning my waist a little bit, now I've got a forward momentum as well as this turn, right? So when you get the cascade of movement and it's all turning, that's called spiraling.
Right.
Right? That's the way it comes up the body.
Gotcha.
And of course it's going down the body too. So my dantian turns, right? So my pelvis turns. That makes my legs want to rotate. And if it's going from my inguinal crease joint, then the cascade of turning spirals down to my knee and down to my ankle. Does that make sense? So every time dantian turns, it should be creating spiral, not turning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why like the black tiger punch is actually a really important thing, just like all the other foundations, because if you can't differentiate between spiraling and turning, you never end up with spiral power, like ever. Because you just rotate your fist and thrust it forward, which is actually more of a pushing thing, right? It's like being pushed when it hits, as opposed to kind of like a drill bit driving through somebody, right? I mean, if you think about when we do woodworking or whatever, the reason drills work is because there's forward power and it's turning at the same time. That's what we're calling spirals. Make sense?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Very good.